Welcome to another episode of Strike Fighters 2 North Vietnam. We're back flying J-5 Frescos with the 923rd Yen Tay Fighter Regiment out of Kep Air Base in North Vietnam. The date is October 13th, 1965, and our mission today is going to be to intercept an enemy flight approaching the Lang Chi electric power plant. Destroy the enemy flight before it reaches its target. Call sign today will be the Van Lyck flight, and we'll be taking 4 J-5 Fresco Cs. Takeoff time of 8:29 in the morning, over the target by 8:50, back to Kep by 9:06. I'm in Van Lyck 1, VPAF Camo 2. This was one of the several snakeskin style patterns, what the Americans called the snakeskin. That was the green camouflage patterns that the North Vietnamese Air Force painted their MiGs later on as the war went on. And we're equipped with 2 400-liter drop tanks on all 4 aircraft for a total takeoff weight 13,070 pounds. And that is on all 4 aircraft. Over to the map now. Here's the 923rd. You can see we actually are back up to 20 aircraft, so we had 2 shot down last mission, so we should be at 18, but it looks like maybe we got 2 deliveries to the squadron to replace those. I don't think we've gotten any new pilots, but we'll check on that in a minute. Supply is down to 49% though. I think we were at 54, so we have used up some of our supplies, but we've received 2 new aircraft. We'll be taking off from Kep, heading up to the northwest, over the city of Tai Nguyen and the Cow River, where we will finally marshal everybody up at 18,500 feet, or approximately 5,600 meters. At this point, we'll head over to the west to our initial point, just over the Long Chai power plant on the banks of the Red River, just northwest of both the city and airfield of Yen Bai. After we pass over the power plant, it's going to be southwest down to our objective point, looking to intercept those American strike squadrons coming in. And this will be in some real desolate country. We're going to be up in this mountain range coming down from the northwest from the Chinese border. So we'll have no support from AAA or SAMs this far out in the boonies. We're going to be on our own. After we make the intercept, or we get low on fuel, we're exiting out to the northeast, passing back over Yen Bai and the Red River, out to waypoint 6, and then from there curving around to waypoint 7, which is going to be just north of the Tam Dao Mountains. This is the mountain range known to the Americans as Thud Ridge, and this was the path that their F-105s came in to bomb Hanoi, coming in from Thailand, was actually passing the same way we are over the north side. And we're going to use it for the same reason that they did, which is we're going to try to hide behind it to escape any American squadrons that are still in the area, because at this point we'll probably have very little ammo and little fuel, so we're just trying to get home. And home is our next stop after that. We're just going to circle around and land back at Kep. Here's a quick look at the 921st Fighter Regiment over at Phuc Yen. We can see that various flights have taken some casualties. Their strength is down to 18 in Flight 2. They've lost 3 aircraft in Flight 3. And they lost 1 in the 4th flight. So all the flights in the 921st have been taking casualties, and they're down by a couple of planes just after a month of combat, from last mission when we saw that everyone was basically at full strength of 20. And lastly, over to the roster, Lieutenant Win Van Koch, 7 missions, 25 air-to-air kills now. My wingman in number 2 is going to be Second Lieutenant Mai Hu Ni. My number 3 is going to be Lieutenant Huang Van Lam. And my number 4 is going to be Second Lieutenant Dao Doi Tan. Lieutenant Win Duke Bao is still wounded after a whole month of recuperating, so it must have been very badly wounded. He was shot down by a Sparrow from an F-4B Phantom over Tan Hoa, and he was lucky to get out alive because apparently he is still convalescing. And our other pilot that we've lost was Second Lieutenant Lam Quang Dai. He is KIA, and it looks like we haven't received any new pilots, just those 2 new aircraft. So we're still working with what we've got. We're still in pretty good shape. Only 2 shot down so far. Okay, straightforward briefing today. Nothing too complicated to talk about. We got most of that out of the way in the previous episode, the first mission of this new campaign. The Americans are already on their way in, so let's go strap on these MiGs and get up there and stop them. We'll see you out there on the runway.
Nhân lực chiêu tướng 090 phục vụ 1.
There's our tower clearance. We've got winds from 090 at 5 knots. So once again, small tailwind on takeoff here, but that's okay as we bring the VK1 up to full power and the afterburner engages. We're not going to be too worried about a tiny 5-knot tailwind. Speed's coming up nicely. There's 200 kph. There's 250. We start to pull back on the stick and we lift off the ground just before 300. Suck the gear and the flaps up as we zoom by the tower. And as we clear the airfield and we're safely in the climb, I'm going to back the power off, disengage the afterburner, and we're just going to stick with full military power for the climb out. In-game HUD is on, so I can take a look at the waypoint locations, and let's switch over to waypoint 3, and it is out there to our right. So I'm going to swing around and get onto target and continue my climb up to 5,600 meters. We've only got 4 aircraft in the squadron today, so I'm not really worried about having to circle to get everybody together. The flight is small enough that we're basically just going to head out to the target and maybe pull the power back a little bit, and that should be sufficient to let the other guys catch up and get into formation. So there we are, on course, HUD is off, and we're looking up to the north towards the Chinese border. Three is airborne. Passing 2,300 meters already. Okay, so we've been shunted over to the GCI controller already, and he is telling us that we've got Americans out at 6 o'clock already on their way in. As we're looking behind us, I just want to make a small correction from last time. That big city that's just to the south of the airfield, that's actually Bakyang. I only mentioned that because last episode I said that that was Kep, and Kep is the village that the airbase is located in, but what that big city is representing really is Bakyang, which is the capital for the whole province of Bakyang, which Kep is located in. Just to our left underneath us is the city of Taiwan along the Cow River. And just out to our left there, beyond the Cow River, is a great view of the Tamdao mountain range. Let's take a look at our new aircraft, the Shenyang J-5 Fresco. The MiG-17 entered Soviet service in 1952, and within a few years the aircraft was being exported to countries within the Soviet sphere of influence. China was one of the recipients of the MiG, which the People's Liberation Army Air Force redesignated as the J-4. In 1955, Poland began building the MiG under license, which they called the Lim-5. That same year, China also obtained a license to build their own version of the aircraft. The Shenyang Aircraft Corporation, opened in 1951 and still China's oldest aircraft manufacturer, received plans and parts to build 10 MiG-17Fs, the afterburner-equipped version. Shenyang used these first planes to set up their production lines. The J-5, which at first was designated the Dongfang 101, made its first flight in 1956. The aircraft was redesignated in 1964 as the J-5, and 767 total would be built by the end of production in 1969. The J-5 was armed with a 37mm cannon and two 23mm cannons, and had wing hardpoints to carry bombs, rockets, or drop tanks, though the Vietnam War would only see them loaded with the tanks. As it was an exact copy of the MiG-17, the J-5 retained all its advantages and disadvantages. The aircraft was very lightweight and was extremely maneuverable at low speed. It was simple and easy to maintain. These two factors helped preserve the MiG-17 fleet later in the war, when the fighters would be repaired and armed while hidden out in the countryside, then would be airlifted to an airfield for the mission. The MiG's small size meant they were easily slung under an Mi-6 helicopter for transport to and from these hidden depots, keeping them safe from U.S. airstrikes. Also like the MiG-17 though, the J-5 had no hydraulic control system. This meant the pilot had to work harder and long engagements could exhaust a pilot, especially with high-speed maneuvers at low altitude. Above 450 knots, the J-5 lost its maneuverability advantage. It had a limited range and a tiny ammo load, having been designed as a bomber interceptor. The cannons had a slow firing rate and low bullet speed. The aircraft's acceleration was also very poor, and the engine took a long time to respond to throttle changes up to 14 seconds from idle to full military power. The J-5 was outfitted with a Wopen WP-5 turbojet, the Chinese version of the Soviet VK-1F, itself an afterburning version of the stolen Rolls-Royce Nene engine. It produced 5,700 pounds of thrust, 7,600 with the afterburner. The J-5's top speed was Mach 0.97, but in a dive with afterburner, VPAF pilots could break the sound barrier for a supersonic dash. This could be a dangerous maneuver, though, as the plane became unstable and would pitch up when approaching Mach 1. In 1961, China got permission to begin building the all-weather MiG-17 PF. The PF added an Izumrud RP-2 radar and replaced the 37mm cannon for a third 23mm. The Chinese called this plane the J-5A, and world events gave it a troubled start. In 1956, relations had begun to slowly deteriorate between the Soviet Union and Communist China, as the two countries' views on communism were diverging. In 1962, the Sino-Soviet split officially occurred, as both countries broke off relations, and the Cold War became a three-way standoff. All this affected many Chinese technical and industrial projects, including the J-5A program. By the time the J-5A flew in 1964, the type was already obsolete. Even so, over 300 aircraft were still produced until 1969, and it was the version still in service when the type was retired in 1992. The last version of the plane was introduced in 1968 and was the JJ-5 double-seat trainer. The JJ-5 had a non-afterburning engine and only a single 23mm gun in a ventral pod. Production continued until 1986, with 1,061 planes produced. J-5s and all its variants were exported to many countries, oftentimes concurrently with Soviet exports of MiG-17s. Albania, Bangladesh, Cambodia, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Sudan, Somalia, Tanzania, Vietnam, and Zimbabwe all took delivery of the aircraft. Even the U.S. bought a handful in the 1980s for threat testing out at Kirkland Air Force Base, and are now in storage. China does still have J-5s in service, but only as radio-controlled suicide drones, to be crashed into enemies. North Korea is the only country left with frontline J-5s. They claim 105 J-5s and 135 trainers, but sources suggest dire levels of serviceability and an airworthiness rate of less than 50%. Okay, coming up on our initial point. This is the Red River just out in front of us. That little crook in the river directly ahead, that's the Langshi power plant itself. So that's the target that we're defending. It's also going to be our initial point. Once we go over the power plant, it's turning to the south to waypoint 5. Oh, in fact, there's waypoint 4 now. So now we're going to head south and start looking for American strike aircraft to intercept before they get back to this power plant. Coming around to 195. There's Second Lieutenant Mai in formation out ahead and to the left. We are in the high-low pairs formation today. which is the formation I've made standard for the VPAF. Lieutenant Huang and Second Lieutenant Dao are behind us and above, about a mile behind and 3,500 feet up.
Có người, thằng nhân, ta qua khỏi số 1 rồi. Thằng nhân, như Việt Nam 007. Hiểu rồi. Vâng lịch, như Việt Nam 007.
Primary targets are 11 o'clock, 50 miles out, so that's good. We have a little bit of time before we have to intercept them. Let's see what our closest targets are, though. See if it's one and the same. Nope, we have an F4B Phantom at 25 miles at 11 o'clock. Friendly Squadron is behind us, just hitting their waypoint 4. And somebody's calling for bandits. Somewhere. Maybe out by the coast. Hopefully not behind us.
Có người, định toán, ta qua khỏi số 1 rồi. Định toán, như Việt Nam 007. Hiểu rồi. Có chừng nó thật không?
Somebody is launching missiles at a friendly.
Có người, đứt sót, ta qua khỏi số 1 rồi. Đứt sót.
You can just see the two spots up there from the Van Lick 3 and 4 up behind us. They're up there on the perch. If anyone was to jump behind us without us seeing, they'd be able to easily dive in on them, clear our 6s. More importantly, though, they're in position to make a follow-up attack on any target that we decide to engage. And just like last mission, it's going to be my responsibility as flight leader to try to assign targets specifically to my wingmen and then have them engage. So I'm going to try to do that once we get visual contact with the enemy. And once the fighting starts in earnest, then the formation just dissolves, and it's every man for himself, until we can sort of break away and then maybe make a break back for Tamdao Mountains and Kep. Okay, 10 miles now, so they should be within visual range. I got an A4C targeted. There he is. Directly ahead. Flight 2, engage my target. So the second element, they're going to be making their own independent attack now. They're still up and behind us. And if we time it right, they'll probably come in right after us. Okay, they see them. Actually, Flight 1, engage air. Okay, 2 rows of Skyhawks now, going head-to-head. Whoa! We got one. We got an A4 in the back row as we went head-to-head. Put a 37mm right through his face. There he goes down, burning, but we still have 7 more to go. There they are, scattered way out in front of us. Man, they got far away from me fast. They're still fueling the drop tanks, but they're slowing me down, so they gotta go. I'm in full afterburner now, trying to catch up, and I see some of the friendly J5s zigzagging in and out from the A4 squadron. Nobody seems to be shooting anything yet, so maybe it'd be better to give them individual targets again. New A4 targeted. Wingman, attack my target. Flight 1, engage my target. There they go. Somebody's breaking back over to the left, barrel rolling around behind the Skyhawks. So now I've given him specific targets. Oop, there's... Okay, yeah, that's a friendly. That's another J5. Gave me a little bit of a worry for just a second. I've lost them. Where'd they go? That doesn't seem right. Oh, firing out to my right from a J5. There's the tracers, and there's the enemy squadron. Down and to my right. I think my padlock view button is a wee bit messed up. Okay, Wingman not hitting his target, but making him evade, so that might be good enough. If we can make them dump their weapons, that's still a win for us, and make them go defensive. The Red River's looming closer and closer. We're getting dangerously close back to the power plant. Okay, let's light this guy up. Yes! He is down. 3 more juicy targets over to my left. Let's just slide right in behind him. Shit. Shit. I can't believe we missed him. Oh no, this is dangerous. Okay, got him. Pull up, pull up. Oh man, we slid right in front of those other A4s, I think. But luckily they did not take a shot at us. Okay, we're getting danger close now. There's that stupid power plant directly in front of us. We gotta get these guys before they drop. Another hit. One more guy. Come on. Oh, I see bombs dropping off his wings. Yes, and we got him. We got him. He is going down. But he dropped at least 4 bombs, and who knows how many of the A4s behind us were still in formation. Oh, they're beginning to hit. Didn't blow up the building, though, and that A4 is spiraling right down in the middle of the site. Oh, shit. Oh, wow, he impacted just outside the power plant building. Oh my god, that must have blown out all the windows on that side of the building. But they didn't blow it up. Wow. And there's the remainder of the Skyhawks making their exit. Looks like 3 of them left, picking up flak. Maybe we can pick off a few more as they go down. Whoop, somebody is... My correction, that was 2 A4s and a friendly MiG-17 from that other squadron that was waiting up here for them. 1 A4 left, way out there in the distance. Looks like he's closing for the kill. Can't forget about enemy escorts either, though. Let's take a look and see what our closest enemy contacts are. And it's the primary target, 12 o'clock, 4 miles heading east. Still have plenty of fuel, which is good news. Oh, and he's been hit! He is going down. Triumphant MiG-17 climbing up and away. Up to the right. And he is trailing black smoke. Looks like he's going down. Although maybe not. Let's target this guy and take a look at him. Wow, somehow he is still flying. No rudder, missing a horizontal stabilizer, all shot to hell, and trailing fuel and maybe some oil. And picking up a whole shit ton of flak and tracers. Maybe we can just let the ground defenses finish this guy off. That would be awesome. May not happen, though. We may have to finish him off ourselves. Huh. Flying right through the flak cloud behind this guy. Getting close enough to get a hit is going to put us right into the flak zone for sure. We better watch out, because this early in the war, Vietnamese gunners were still shooting at anything, whether it was enemy or not. I have no idea how much ammo I have left, but let's maybe try to get a few shots off. God damn bullet drop. Oh, we're going to be in his smoke cloud. We're not going to be able to see the target clearly. Let's go up and over. Maybe we can dive back down on him. And we'll let the bullets drop into him by firing above. Come on. Oh, what? They went right over his canopy. And I'm out of ammo. I'm out of ammo. 2. Take out this guy. Negative? What? What do you mean negative? I wonder if he's not close enough. 2 says he's unable to comply. He still has gun, he says, though. So where the hell is he? Maybe he is. Maybe he's just too far away to engage. So 2, get back over here. And then I'll try to tell you to attack again. Alright, I'm just staying wide and clear of all that flak. That's Tai Win over there to the left, that city. Here's the Red River in front of us. Oh, missile launches at my guys. Somebody's taking damage. Shit, is it two? What's your status? Nope, he's still with me. Ah, somebody else got hit. Ooh, he's right behind me. He's parachuting down, though. I think that's the MiG, or the J5, slamming into the ground. Two still will not engage this guy. And I have no ammo, so unless a lucky flak hit gets him, I think there's nothing I can do. More missiles coming in. There must be escorts directly behind us. Alright, buddy. I'm letting you go, little scooter. Today was your lucky day. Okay, more missiles coming in at my guys. That's maybe an F4 behind him and high. I think maybe that's two F4s. Shit, everyone get back on my wing. Let's just boot scoot it back to Hanoi. Let's go, 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 go. Oh, there's Fukien. Let's aim right for that, and then we'll pick up some AAA from the cities and from the airbase, I hope. In fact, screw it, let's just tell the squadron to head back to base. Let's just send them back now. Closest band at 6 o'clock at 2 miles. And it's an Air Force F4. Man, he's right behind one of my guys. Oh boy. Sidewinder away. Whew, and luckily that's a miss. Alright, I don't have ammo, but he doesn't know that. Maybe we can just scare these F4s off long enough for my guys to just head back into safe zones. There we go. Yes, climb to engage me, motherfucker. Got a nice, juicy target for you.
Có người đứt thoát ta qua khỏi số 1 rồi. Đứt thoát như Việt Nam 007. Hiểu rồi. Có chừng nó thả pháo.
Oh man, more missiles coming in. Oh! That's an enemy, up and to the right. Can we scare him off? Oh, no, 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 my mistake, that's a J5. So who is getting shot at with all this tracers? Oh, they're behind me. I'm in oh shit, missile inbound. Pull, 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 pull. Yikes. Fuck. There's a guy. So I pulled in right in front, or between, one of the F4s and my wingman, and I got the missile shot at me, which is actually exactly what I was trying to do. More missiles. Aren't these guys out of missiles yet? There goes another one. Jesus, run out of missiles, you sons of bitches. Luckily they're all going wild, and they're not getting good lucks. On my guys, there's another one! I can see that J5 out in front. Who this F4 is chasing. Somebody's cutting across from left to right. I can't tell who it is. I think he just got flak shot at him, so that might be the other F4. Definitely F4 directly ahead and to my right, and that's friendly J5 out to my left. Oh, and another J5 directly ahead. I didn't even see him. The F4's diving right on him. Okay, and pulling off. So this is it. This is, one of my guys got shot down, so these are the other two remaining. We are directly over Back Yang. Kep is just to the left. There we go. That's home base. So if the two wingmen can just flip a bitch and land back at the air base, they're going to be safe. But the faster they do it, the better. More enemies up and to the left, behind. I can't see who they are or where they are exactly. But I think I'm going to make a run at the landing approach. The other two guys should be circling around to get back set up. And now I'm going to shoot the approach. High speed, low altitude. Oh, somebody just requested assistance from the GCI. Can I do that? I didn't think of that. Shit, I should have thought of that. Nope, negative. All the assets are already committed, that figures. Oh boy, so we got enemy aircraft just out to the left, possibly circling behind me, and you can see the tracers in the countryside opening up on them as we pass over them. There's a command and control center just out to my right. One of the GCI stations. And we are right over the airport as AAA is opening up all over the place. There's the break. Less than 400 kph. Gear down and locked. Oop, still too fast for flaps. Oh yeah. We gotta get down to 350 for flaps. But I am understandably nervous. That's one of the F4s passing directly in front of me. Catching hell from the ground. Flaps are out and deployed just as we are abeam of the landing area, so around we go. This is going to be a hot landing. Oh, there's one of the guys. I don't know if that's the first or second. Holy shit, wow! F4 passing right over. Oh, he just took a hit. Pieces are flying off, and I saw an explosion. Not enough to bring him down, but he is damaged. Friendly J5 on the runway in front of me, and breaks out as we're just gonna plop this thing down hard and fast. There we go, there's 200 kph, right at stall speed, and touchdown! Whew, air brakes out. We are safe. And I think maybe both my guys... Oh, no, there's the second aircraft behind me. So that was 2 landing in front of me, and that is number 3, I think. And he's so low. I think he's safe now, too, from any bad guys. And he touches down as well. Van Lyck flight safely back to Kep Air Base, landing literally in the middle of a swarm of enemy aircraft. Canopy is open with Shift 0, and Control I shuts down the engine. Okay, time to head back over to the debriefing. We'll see you over there, and we'll go through this mission in detail. Okay, here we go. We were to intercept an enemy flight approaching the Langchi electric power plant, destroy the enemy flight before it reaches its target. Flight time was 37 minutes, 19 seconds. 7 primary targets were destroyed. 1 J5 was lost. Very unfortunate that we lost an aircraft, but that's a 7-to-1 kill ratio. That's pretty great. That's almost the whole enemy flight that was up. There was that one single A4 that was very badly damaged that managed to escape. Rating of success, I should hope so, and a score of 1500. Remarks: Win Van Koch is promoted to lieutenant, yes, and is awarded combatant medal. Very exciting, our first promotion. Okay, over to the stats. Second Lieutenant Win Van Koch. 5 kills today, 4 with the 37mm and 1 with the 23. So that's ace in a day. That's 5 in one mission. I don't think that ever actually happened in real life in the Vietnam War. But it did happen in, like, say, World War II and maybe even Korea. But Sometimes in the game it can happen, and today was one of those times. And let's see, that was Lieutenant Huang in number 3. He got another kill, so 6 kills from us. So somehow a 7th got shot down. Oh, maybe from the other friendly squadron that was hanging out to the north. So they must have taken somebody down too, and then also severely damaged that last 8th A4. And 2nd Lieutenant Ni and 10, no weapon fired, which is unfortunate. We really could have used the whole squadron boring into those A4s, but I don't know. I mean, I guess it worked out. Oh, okay, so 2nd Lieutenant Dao Doi Tan, he was Van Lick 4 today, so he was the number 4 spot. So he ended up not firing his weapon at all, and then he was hit by a missile on the way back. We had actually already disengaged from most of the combat. He was killed by those 2 F4s that were following us past Thud Ridge, actually. Ah, damn, he had 2 air-to-air kills, too. Oh, but this is exciting. We do have our first ace of the squadron. That is Lieutenant Huang Van Lam, who was the leader of our 2nd element today. This was his 8th combat mission. That 1 kill that he got today put him up over the edge. So he now has 5 total. Well, let's take a scroll through the log. At 8:50 and 15 seconds, I destroyed my first A4 Skyhawk, and that was on that initial pass. Lieutenant Lam was firing rounds within a few seconds later, hitting an A4 but not knocking it down, just damaging it. And then by 8:52:08, I had destroyed my 2nd Skyhawk. There's another one at 8:52:27. Lieutenant Lam is still firing rounds, and he finally gets some hits at 8:52:38. Actually, 3 23mm hits on an A4 Skyhawk. Not sure if it's the same one he was shooting at or if this was a new target. I destroyed another Skyhawk. Oh, there we go. 8:52:56. Lieutenant Lam destroyed A4C Skyhawk. So I think he hit that Skyhawk and then it spiraled in. So it didn't count the kill until it crashed into the ground. In fact, that's the kill that made him an ace. So he chased down that A4 Skyhawk, hit it a bunch of times. They can be tough little cookies. And he filled that thing full of lead, and it finally went down at 8:52:56. And then this is all just me. I was flitting in and out of that line of A4s trying to get the hits, doing a lot of missing, passing dangerously close in front of a bunch of the Skyhawks. You know, luckily no one opted to open up with their own cannons, because I could have been toast. And then at 8:56:53, an Air Force F4 fired a Sidewinder and a Sparrow at 2nd Lieutenant Dao. And he was hit by the Sidewinder at 8:57:11 and was shot down near Futo. In fact, crashing down almost into the middle of the village, right along the banks of the river. He was hit by the Sidewinder, which killed him probably immediately, and then was hit by the follow-up Sparrow. Ugh. And then at 8:57:55, we have this the beginning of this run of Phantoms firing all their missiles at, I guess, Lieutenant Huang. Look at this. He is one lucky son of a bitch. So not only did he get his kill, became an ace, but then he literally was able to dodge 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 missiles sent his way as we were trying to escape back to Kep. How the hell none of them hit him, I have no idea. But they didn't, and he made it back safe and sound, so yeah. Lucky SOB. And then I had one, where did I just saw it somewhere. Oh, I had a Sparrow fired at me from one of the Phantoms, and I was able to pull around and dodge it pretty easily, but, you know, that could have been bad too. Okay, that's gonna wrap it up. Before we go, let's take a look. Since I've been awarded this combatant medal, let's take a look and see what the citation says regarding that. Decree of the Council of State of the Democratic Republic of Vietnam, Hanoi. The President, on behalf of the people, hereby presents the Democratic Republic's 3rd highest award for bravery, the Combatant Medal, to Junior Lieutenant Nguyen Van Coke, Vietnam People's Air Force, for outstanding revolutionary courage in aerial combat over Lang Chi Electric Power Plant, North Vietnam, on 13 October 1965. On this date, Junior Lieutenant Nguyen Van Coke displayed superb airmanship and determination to successfully complete his assigned mission in the face of heavy enemy fire. Well, I like the sound of that. The people need their heroes, and Nguyen Van Coke definitely is that and was that in real life. Okay, thanks for stopping along and watching this one. More good stuff to come. I'll see you next time.